Crooked Tree villagers were up in arms today after they were denied the opportunity to fish within the lagoon. On Tuesday, the village council applied for a haul day, which was approved by the Fisheries and Forest departments. But the approval came with restrictions which residents say threaten their livelihood.
All of we down here, this are like lone fishers man right wrong here. So we walk go to the water. I can't go to the water because then the chairman make who go to the water when they walk go to the water. And that's not right because then this stuff we live in. And without this, we can't even mind no kids or nothing.
Well, this in a way, this affect we big time, you understand? Because we as a ghetto youth, this stuff we live in where we know what we do for tradition, you understand? It's a pa, everybody, everybody, we do this. And I don't really know where they go and everybody, but all the bond somebody where we need to take out here because they try to stop for we liberty. And if they try to stop for we liberty, whatever we do, they want we go broke in a people's house, kill people.
You sell the fish to make money so that you can live for you and your family.
Well, in a way, we have to do that and we have to eat it to understand because that's how we get for we money out here. Because government not got no job out there for we, you understand? Because when we go look for a job, the first thing with a criminal, the way how we look, you understand, the try class we bad.
It's a way of life for approximately 300 families who rely on subsistence farming and traditional fishing in the area. But most of Crooked Tree falls within the wildlife sanctuary, which by law is protected, and fishing in particular is illegal. But since people live within the protected area, annually a haul day would be requested by the village council to allow for fishers to fish, both for local consumption and for commercial purposes.
A holiday is traditionally where it's a one open day when the water is very low within the Crooked Tree Wildlife Sanctuary, where the fish are congregating in very small areas, and so it's in a sense a bit of a culling activity where we are approached by the village council requesting for a holiday. What we then do is we go through the process of facilitating that event, which means we get permission from the fisheries department, from the forest department, the police, regulatory agencies to have their presence at this event so that we can collect data, so that it is basically structured in any kind of formal way so that we can control the activities out there.
In the past, haul days traditionally meant a free-for-all day, and it is with that in mind that local fishermen flocked to the banks of the lagoon this morning. But they were stopped in their tracks. Canoes with fishing gears were moored or taken out of the water.
Because they usually have an open day every year, or sometimes have it more than one time for the year. And every year we usually go haul. Only this year now they stop we, and I don't know why. What are the reason why they stop we? Because every year they usually give everybody a chance to do it. We don't really need license right now because then the last time fisheries come up here, they check when we got an issue already. Fisheries come up here and they call a meeting, and the meeting state say we don't need no license in the village for haul. He said the chairman in control of that. He said, but once if we need a fishing license, they will come back to Crooked Tree to deal with that. And now all of a sudden they just say we need license. And that's not right because then the whole while we made the haul without license, and this is how we live in.
Well, I got two picnic. They have to eat, right? We know the thief, nothing just like what Bali say. I don't know if that one we start to do.
Gavin Kuras has been fishing for almost a decade. He says that while his license expired last December, he decided to take advantage of the haul day. He was already on the waters, taking in his net, when he had to release his catch.
The spot where part time I gone at the boat, at least like about 75 yards out of the boat. But then when you circle in it, you have to bring it wrong, right? And about 25 yards reach in at the boat. When the man there see that, the man say, well, we are take one net and they do everything if we don't let go and fish up.
Man on boat?
Yeah, no, they walk right past the edge of the water here. Man say, here makes up police go here, burn up everything. Do net everything, the man say, here burn up right front of it.
The Crooked Tree Wildlife Sanctuary is co-managed by the Belize Audubon Society. According to Executive Director Amanda Burgos, following the passage of the National Protected Areas Systems Act last October, a fisher folk license is required for fishing even on haul days.
Belize Audubon, historically, because we recognize that the village exists within the wildlife sanctuary and because people have traditionally fished, we have allowed subsistence fishing within a certain range. So there are certain guidelines as to areas where you should and should not go and the procedures for that. What we have done is we have tried to work through the fisheries department, and one of their recommendations is that these people have fisher folk license. So as of last year, a fisheries officer had gone into the community and they had begun to discuss some guidelines for fishing and how we can do that and how can we begin to rectify it. In that time frame, the National Protected Area System Act actually passed October of last year. And one of the things within that act was that it actually allowed now for a designation called a Wildlife Sanctuary 2, which allows traditional usage. Our proposal is actually that Crooked Tree should actually turn into a wildlife sanctuary too, which would allow and legalize fishing within that community. However, currently that is not the case, and so we have to work within whatever means we can, which means there has to be some kind of structure. It is at the fisheries recommendation that fisher folk license be one of the things that is implemented for a little more structure.
I have my license, you understand? But I don't want to go in there like that too, you understand? I want to go in there right so because we supposed to the hall is free, this stuff we live it, you understand?
Dwayne Moody for News 5.